Good to see you, Martin. Jonge. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate it.
Bwana nitasimama tena hata nikilemewa, wewe utanishika tena hata vita inijie, Bwana utanipigania, watesi wajipange, Bwana
Invite a friend.
nao. Nimetoa mwenzenu, nimetoa na mafuta
Hey,
nikapewa,
Kashaw.
nikapanda
Good to
na
see you,
mbegu
Bilha.
nikapanda,
Good to see you
nikapanda ila
guys.
mvua ikunyesha.
Thank you, Regina.
Kuchosha usiku kucha. Tumefanya kazi hata tusipate kitu. Bwana mkubwa.
Hello, Fred.
Tumefanya kazi ya kuchosha usiku kucha. Bwana mkubwa. Tumefanya kazi hata tusipate kitu. Lakini kwa neno lako nashusha nyavu. Nashusha nyavu. Nashusha nyavu. Nashusha nyavu. Bwana kwa neno lako. Nashusha nyavu. Neno lako. Nashusha nyavu. Yesu kwa neno lako. Nashusha nyavu. Nashusha nyavu. Nashusha nyavu. Neno
Tag one friend per person so we can be encouraged. Today is just about encouraging.
Nashusha nyavu.
I know you're waiting for something. I know you're waiting for a prayer. I'm gonna give you a personal testimony. Hopefully you help you a little bit. Hey Eddie, good to see you. Glad you tuned in. God will turn it around. God will turn it around. I promise you. Sometimes it feels like He's forgotten about our prayers. What happened, God? I prayed long time ago. I've been waiting for years, but I don't see anything. So today I'm going to encourage someone to keep on hoping, keep on waiting, keep on believing. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Ann Dongo. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, not just today, but every week. I really appreciate your company. So today I wanted to encourage someone with something that affected me personally, not just me, but my family. And I hope at the end of this thing, at the end of this session today, you will feel more desire to where you'll be encouraged to hold on to the promise that God gave you, because He will come. He will come. Our basic base scripture will be Habakkuk 2:3. In the Good News Bible, it says, put it in writing. Whatever God promised you, put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true. But the time is coming quickly, and when it shows, and what I show you will come true. It may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place, and it will not be delayed. So I'm hoping that today I will encourage someone, because I know, because I know what I'm waiting on, a lot of promises, and I know you're waiting on something. Some of us are waiting for jobs. Some of us are waiting for spouses, children, health issues, So whatever it is that you're waiting on, I hope this today will encourage you. So I'll start by saying, this is about my mom, and my mom, growing up from the time I was young. I think from the time you come to realize this is my mom and this is not my mom, you see different women in the neighborhood, I realized something was odd about her, right? And it was like, okay, how come my mom looks like this and not the other women? You know, because she had this swelling on her neck, so big that you could see it from a distance, right here. And it was so big that she had sometimes to use a scarf and tie it around so she could walk without people looking. And you know, it was in a very clear place that you couldn't miss it, right? So since I was a baby, I used to wonder, how come my mom has this thing? And you know, long ago, my baby asked me anything. Like, this is a different generation, but our generation, we didn't really open up. We didn't even ask questions. You are afraid to ask questions. And so even though I wanted to know more about it, it wasn't good. It felt like I shouldn't pry too much. But of course, my brothers, my older siblings shared with us, this is called a goiter, and it's been there for years. So I'm talking about the time I was born, she had it here, and it was huge. It was so huge that anytime she's walking by anywhere, she attracted attention to her because of this large swelling on her neck. And so it bothered me, and it bothered everyone in the family, and obviously it bothered her. But for some reason, it didn't hurt. Like it couldn't hurt when you touch it. But then it wasn't supposed to be there. Otherwise, everybody should have it, right? So it bothered me a long time. And the thing is, she used to go to the hospital because the only way to remove this thing was surgically. She had to go and have an operation. And many times, she's gone to the hospital 3 times, prior to 2 times before I was born, to have it removed. But things didn't go well. And so she would go home with her situation. She would still go home loaded with her thing. And it got to a place where it's got so big. Now I knew it was obviously her eyesight was getting affected. She had these crazy headaches. You know, she was, obviously her health was being affected badly. And so as a family, we wondered, how do we do this? How do we get this thing removed? And sometimes when the money was there, the doctor, she would go in and stay. In fact, twice she went to the hospital and booked in a bed waiting the operation, but something happened and she left the hospital. Twice, because the people that were doing the operation were students. And she was like, I don't think I'll put my life in the hands of a student and leave my children like motherless, right? So for the most part, she was afraid to have it operated because she was afraid, what if I don't wake up? Because my father at the time was sick. And then later on, he passed on. And now she was like, you know what? If I try to get this thing removed, what if I don't wake up? What will happen to my children? So her love for her children was so great that she sacrificed herself to live like this. So at least we will have a mother. Because now our father is gone. Now we need a parent. She don't want to leave us. You know, but then it wasn't like the best idea because she can be gone anyway. It can take her life. We don't know how long she has. We don't know what kind of effects it's having on her health. And overall, how long can she survive like this? And so it bothered us as a family. But I know personally, because we never really discussed things like this in as children or as a family, it bothered me personally. And I prayed and I said, God, please help us to be able to remove this thing. And as I grew old and I realized, okay, this might not be a combined effort, but God, I know you can do this through one person. And if that person is me, help me to get this thing out of my mom so she can live a normal life, so that she can stop attracting the wrong attention, you know. So anyway, my hope and my biggest prayer was for God to bless me one day so that I will have the right amount of money and my mom will be okay at the moment for that thing to be done. And anyway, one day she came to visit me in high school, and my headmistress saw her, and she literally pointed me and said, listen, I need you to study hard, work hard, and make sure this thing leaves your mother's neck. I was like it's like she was adding salt to the wood, because it eats me inside, and I know my if this is my one purpose on earth, is to get rid of that thing. And so it was like a confirming word when she said that. And I felt like it is my responsibility to make sure this thing will one day get out of my mom's neck. Now, my prayer was, I'm in high school. I don't even have a penny of my own. I have to finish school. I have to start working. And I have to accumulate enough money for this to happen. But is my mom going to be alive till then? Is this thing going to kill her before then? So my prayer, man, I stayed in fear. I held on to the prayer that God one day will make it happen. I believed he will do it. I believed he will do it. And then school is over. I finished high school. I started hustling. And as you all know, hustling you don't start and just jump up, It was hard and it was quite challenging. And I kept going up, down, up, down, up, down. And I was like, oh my God, if I'm the one to do this thing, I don't know how this will happen. And it got to a place where I was like, you know what, God, if this is your will, you just have to do it. You just have to do it with your own strength. I don't know how to do this. I've been trying to accumulate money enough to do this, but I can't do it. So I need you to intervene. I need you to intervene. And let me tell you why I am here today, because one day things just fell in place. We found the right doctor. The finances were available. My mom, now the fear that made her not go through with the surgery for fear of leaving her children, now she was ready, because it had started affecting her health, her overall health. So she was ready to get it over with. She was ready to get it removed. And at the right time, at the appointed time of God, man, the doctor was in line, the hospital was in line, the money was in line, and my mom had the grace to do this. So these 4 things had to come in place. They all had to align for this situation to be done. So I want you to encourage you, because when this happened, now we had the perfect doctor, a doctor who had dealt with such situation for years. He has taken out goiters, he can't even count them. And then he turned out to be a very friendly and godly man. In fact, he ended up being a family friend, right? Because he was so good, it was obvious this is God sent, right? Then the finances, we thought we needed so much finances, it only took a fraction of what we needed, of what we thought we needed. And so everything fell in place. And my mom went into surgery, and within hours, the whole thing that she had been carrying, by this time I was 23, but she's headed for 26 years, a huge swelling that anybody can see. 26 years she'd been carrying it, and in an instant, in a few hours, within a day, that was June 2004, it was removed. And we couldn't believe it. And today, it's been 15 years. Has it been 15 or less? 2004 to today. You do the math. No thinking right now. These long years, she has been free. If you see her, you can't even tell. She has to show you a scar, and she has to look for it because it's so tiny. She can't even see it. Now, when this happened, she stayed with me in Nairobi, and when she went back to the village where she lives, obviously, the people there were used to seeing her like this. And when they saw her with only a little bandage here, they couldn't believe it, because no one knew my mom like that. We all knew her in that way. And her neck was actually turning sideways because this swelling here was bigger on one side than on the other side. Sleeping was a problem for her. Eating was a problem. Sometimes she would have this, what do you call it? Kizunguzungu. What do you call it? Like that feeling of like you're about to faint, and she had to hold on to something. And now all of a sudden, the whole problem that took 26 years is gone. And today, zero complications after that surgery. After a few days, she was eating anything, including meat. She loves meat, right? Including meat, everything. So I wanted to dizziness. Thank you, Alice. So I wanted to encourage you today. This is 26 years of her life it took for her to carry that burden. And we had prayed, we had believed, we had asked God to come through. Many times she went to the hospital and never got it out. But when the timing of God comes, no one and nothing can stop it. No one and nothing can stop it. And he will do what he said he will do to you. Whatever you have been waiting for, let's say you're waiting for a baby and you look like everyone around you is having children after children after children and all you want is one baby. Don't give up, because there's a time set for that. And when that time comes, you won't even notice it. You won't even know it. It will happen and you'll be so smooth. Because one thing I noticed, and one thing I know from that time, anytime God shows up, he shows up in a way that makes it so swift. And you're like, wait, is this the thing that has disturbed me for these many years? And all of a sudden it's gone? So I want to encourage you. I don't know what it is. It could be a health issue you have been holding on to. You have been carrying for years. Something you're believing for years. A financial breakthrough. A business has been stuck for years. Right? And it feels like, did God forget that I prayed? You know, did he go to attend to somebody else and left me? No, it's just because, like Habakkuk said, the time for that thing to happen is not now. But when time comes, when that time comes, it's coming quickly. Just imagine a car starting moving, and this car is moving towards you. That's your promise coming towards you. Now, you don't know how long before it gets to you, okay? But at some point, there is that appointed time that God has already said, this is the time this miracle will get to Kainama's family, and their mama will be well, healthy and well, and all these other things she was feeling because of that thing disappeared as soon as that thing came up. So my mom is healthy and whole. We thank God for that. But I wanted you to see, it's not about those people in the Bible that you read about. That woman who had a bleeding issue for 12 years. It feels like just a story. That guy that sat by the well for 38 years, it sounds like a story. But this is real life experiences. People have been living in problems, in bondage, in some kind of addiction, in a situation for years and years and years. Not because they don't believe. They believe, but it's not their time yet. So when God brings that time to pass, you will be what he showed you. You will get what he showed you. So I want to encourage you guys, stop giving up. Do not give up, because all this time anything would have happened to my mom. But God knew, we prayed and we believed that this thing will one day leave her and she will live a normal life. Today I'm like, she wears anything like this, right? So before, the thing is, she used to wear either a turtleneck, and it could be scorching hot outside, but she had to wear a turtleneck because somehow it distracted the attention. Or have a scarf tied around here, and any normal person can see that's not normal. Why do you have a scarf here and it's still showing something here? So for some reason she became the attention, she attracted attention, but the wrong way. I don't want to attract attention because I have something out of norm, right? That's not the kind of attention we want. But now, after 26 years of people looking at her like, what's wrong with her? Oh my God, what is wrong with her neck? I hate that kind of attention. Man, I hated it when she came to visit me, and kids and high school kids were looking at her. I hated it when I had to travel with her and people were looking at her funny. I hated it. And if I had the power, I would have snatched that thing out of her. But I couldn't. And we had to wait for the timing of God. And so there are so many things we feel like, God, what is taking you so long? How come I'm the only one unmarried? All my siblings are married. All my neighbors, all my age mates are married. How come I don't have a husband? How come I don't have a wife? Trust me, whatever God does, it might take time, but when it does, when it finally comes, you will be laughing. So don't worry who is laughing on you, for laughing at you, who is making fun of your situation. Don't you worry about that. Keep your eyes up and tell God, I'm still waiting. I am still waiting. I know you promised. Remember, there's another scripture here I wanted to mention to you. Hebrews 10:23. This is also in Good News Bible. It says, let us hold on firmly to the hope we profess, to that promise God gave you. Hold on firmly, because we can trust God to keep his promises. Other versions say, because whoever promised is faithful. He is faithful. I can bet on that. I can tell you that he is faithful. He will come through. He might not come through when you're ready. He might not come through when you want him to, but he will surely come through. He will come through. And he will come through when you least expect it. This is like, when this situation happened, when this surgery went through, it was like the least expected time. No one was even thinking like that. But it came because there was also another woman in the neighborhood who had something like that. And she had a connection to go and have it removed. And she shared with my mom, I found a doctor that will remove this thing from me. And my mom said, hey, can I tag along? And she called us and notified us what is going on. And we are like, yeah, please, let's try. Let's see how this goes. And so that was the route that God had designed to be taken. Right? And now, something that had bothered our minds, something that had like been a prayer item for years and years and years, it was gone. And my mom today is perfectly well. So I so thank God for that, because now it was a test and now it's a testimony. So whatever it is you are going through, whatever it is you are really going through, don't let your faith fall. Don't let go of that hope. Don't let go of that promise. Whatever you prayed and asked God to do, he's still planning to come and do it. He's still coming on the way. It might look like a tuk-tuk train coming towards you because it's coming so slowly. It feels like that. But look, it says, even though it seems like it's taking so long, don't give up hope, because it will certainly means it must come. It must come to you. So the worst thing you can do is to give up, because usually as human beings, when we give up, we look for alternatives. Now the alternative the enemy will have alternatives around you. If he has told you he'll give you a spouse or a baby, sometimes we get impatient and we go and try to get other ways. We look, what are the other ways I can get a baby? What is the other ways I can get a spouse? Because this one God promised, I don't know, he'll come when I'm old. And I want children, right? So now imagine things like Sarah and Abraham. All this time they waited. Even the most impossible promises in the Bible still came true. And why? Because the God that promised them is faithful. And he don't just say things to say them. He says things in the plan of bringing those things to pass. When he said it, it's already in motion. When he said it, it's already done. It's just coming towards you. Along the way, he's developing your faith. He's developing your character. He's developing you. That way, when you receive this gift, when you receive this thing you prayed for, it will not be your God. You'll have known there is a God, and this is one of his blessings. Okay? So some of those of us, me included, who are waiting for spouses, hold on. Don't go looking. Please don't. If God has promised you, I have a spouse for you, don't wait for him to bring that person. Because if you try, then you will live more years of misery than the years you waited on God. You would have waited on God. That's how we make a mistake, of a mistake, of a mistake. So don't give up. Whatever he promised you, he will come through with it. He will bring it. And you won't even believe it. So there was a time I was like, when I finished college, I was like, now I'm ready for a baby. Now I want a baby. And I was like, but that's it. And it took longer than I expected. I was like, it was gonna be like this. And I started panicking. And I said, wait a second. Do I have a problem? In fact, I went to my OBGYN, and I say, just make sure I'm okay. And of course, with my ex-husband too. And he said, no, you're fine. You guys are fine. Just be patient. Be patient. And that was not part of the testimony, but just in passing, I was like, as long as I'm okay, then I guess I'll just have to wait. But waiting can be tough, especially when you feel you're ready for something. And now I've been waiting all my life, and this is the time I'm ready. And now I'm like, it's not coming as fast as I wanted to. I want to hold my baby. I want to carry my own baby. I want to feel pregnant, you know? And it's not happening. And eventually I was like, I don't know what's wrong. I called my mom. My mom is a woman of faith. Giant of woman of faith. And she's like, listen, calm down. There's no problem. Just calm down. I was like, how is it for you to say? But I want a baby. But anyway, when my mind was distracted when this thing happened. My mind was so distracted by something happened alongside. And I was so distracted by what was going on alongside that I forgot I was actually wanting a baby. And in that moment when I am not thinking about it, that's when it happened. And I started feeling funny. And the doctor confirmed, yes, you're expecting. I was like, just like that? I didn't even, what? Like that? You know? I said that to encourage you. This thing that you've been waiting for, and if you wonder, how will God bring it to pass? I've tried this, and nothing is working. How is he going to do it? When he finally does it, remember, God is not like us. He don't have to announce to the whole world, now is the time I'm going to bring your promise to pass. No. You won't even notice it yourself. I didn't even notice. I just found myself pregnant. I say, whoa, okay. I'm perfectly fine then. And today I do have a baby. Now, the thing is, when the baby comes, when you finally hold that baby, the joy is extra because you realize, whoa, this is not a normal thing that you just lay down and wake up pregnant. It's not. This is a special blessing, and God gave me this blessing purposely for me. And it took some time so I can notice a baby don't just come because you want it to. A baby comes because God wants to bless you with that. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Could be a baby, could be a spouse, could be you are living in some sort of dysfunction, and you want God to make things right? You want God to fix your situation because your home is full of chaos, because you have a child that's not feeling well, a parent that's not feeling well, or you yourself is not feeling well, and you have carried this situation for years. But trust me, God is faithful. He will come through. And when he does, you will smile all the way through. You will smile through it. Every time I see this baby, I remember how I was panicking. I always remember how I was worried. Oh my God, oh my God. And I went to the store and I bought a baby outfit in faith, believing that God, no way, I will have a baby. And I hang it where I could see it so that it can encourage my soul. And so when she came, and I was like, wow. So this is how it feels to actually wait for a baby, for a woman to wait for a baby, for a couple to wait for a baby. It's a very, what do you say? It's a something that takes on you. It can be draining because all the time you are buying those things and testing. Am I pregnant? It's very draining. But when I relaxed and I forgot that I prayed, it happened then. So, man, I don't know who needs this. I don't know who is going through whatever you're going through. But I just want to tell you, it will come to pass. It will come to pass. Yes, patience is the ability to suffer a long time. Yes, you will go through a lot of things in life. And the thing that you will enjoy most is the thing that took time to come to you, actually. That's what I have noticed. For the thing that comes like this, you don't see God in it. If I said, now I'm ready to have a baby, and I'm like, boom, I'm pregnant, I would have like, that's normal. But when it took months, almost a year, I was like, wait, this is not right. now I had to go deep and seek God and pray to God and kneel down and literally cry in his face. And I said, God, please, I do want a baby. And he came through. Now, when he came through, my baby is not just like any baby. I see her and I see this is a blessing. When I see my mom and I see how flat her neck is today, I am sure there is a God in heaven, because God came through with this. Like I said, my mom had 0 complications. When my baby came, she was perfectly healthy. It was God's timing. So wait for your own time. Wait, it's coming. It is coming. So what you can do, if you believe, this is one way to show God you believe, is start preparing for what will happen when that blessing comes to you. Start preparing. Start, if it's a baby you are praying for, start getting ready to receive a baby. Start, what do you need for a baby? I need baby clothes, I need diapers. And sometimes to encourage your faith, buy some diapers where you will see them all the time. And sometimes to encourage your faith, buy an outfit. If I tell you the things I've done just to hope on and to believe, to hold on to my faith, you would think I'm crazy. You probably call those mental hospital guys, because I do crazy things just to live and to hold on to what God showed me. Because if I don't do those things, if I don't see it all the time, I will lose what he showed me. And when I lose it in my sight, I will start looking in other places where I have no business being. Could be a child, could be a spouse, could be a business, a job, a financial breakthrough, deliverance from an illness or from addiction. Hold on to faith, knowing that the God that promised is faithful and he will come through. He will bring it to pass. And when that time comes, you will be laughing. You will be smiling. You will love him even more. You will praise him even more. You'll be eager to tell people how he came through for you. You see? Now, because I had seen my mom receive her healing, when I finally got that situation where I was burnt, then God mine didn't take that long. But because I knew God can heal, I saw him heal my mom. Now I had the hope and I believed that God can really heal me. And when I asked the doctor, when I'm lying on the hospital bed, no skin peeling off me, and he said, no, you'll be fine. Don't worry about your face. You'll be fine. That's one word it took to believe it is going to be true. And I didn't worry about my face or my neck anymore. And it did happen. God healed it supernaturally. So, share this word with someone who is giving up. We are in a very tough time. And there's promises God has promised you. And instead of the promise coming, Corona came. I mean, it's insane, right? But trust me, the promise God gave you is still en route. It's still on the way, and it will come to you when the time is right. So hold on, start preparing. What will I do when it comes here? Let's say you're planning to get a spouse. You're prayed for a spouse. The thing you can only do within your limit, without trying to help God look for someone out there, is to make yourself the best version of you. So that when the spouse comes, they're not coming to help you become better. You'll be a good person. You'll be better. Any issues you're struggling with now, before the spouse comes, work on those issues. If there's a baby, before the baby comes, prepare her room, the baby's room. You can prepare how is my finances? Will I be able to spend some time with my baby? All those things. You know your situation. You know what you're waiting for. But I just wanted to tell you it is coming. It is on the way. Keep on hoping. Don't let go. Don't let go of your hope. Hold on like you're holding on to some string. Hold on to that, because God will not fail you. He will not fail you. So today, that's it. I just wanted to encourage someone with that testimony, and I hope it did encourage you. It could be a sickness, could be whatever it is. Trust God. He will come through. And especially if you prayed and you believe he heard you, because God does not ignore our prayers. He will come through. So keep on waiting. Keep on trusting. Keep on believing. and it will come to pass. Today we look back and talk about when my mom had the goiter. When it used to be 15 or more years after, it has been a healthy situation. Now I have a child. And now if I want another child, I don't have to panic. I'll be like, okay, God, I need a child. And then I'll wait. Of course, I'll do what I'm supposed to do when I'm married, but I don't have to panic. I'll wait because I know it is timing. She came at the right time. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your comments. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. Do share this. I know you know someone that needs an encouraging word. Share this word with them. It might encourage them. Don't you kill yourself while you wait. That is not an option. That is not an option. Hold on. Don't, even if it looks like everyone, you know, sometimes it feels like you're driving a tuk-tuk and everyone is driving a Benz and comes like passing you by. Don't let that worry you. Because when God comes, ooh, you'll overtake the ones that passed you by. So don't worry. Trust him. Wait for him. He will surely come. I love you guys. And I pray that you will be encouraged. And I pray that you will hold on to your promises, whatever God promised you. And I pray that you will see God come through for you. And you will have a testimony like I do of all the things God have done. Let's wait on God. I love you guys. Have a beautiful Sunday. Bye.